So I went to Indigo 2022 and I thought it would be a cool idea to make a vlog about the event and how it ties into the doing business part as a game developer. I had an idea, a loose script and a camera. The past year worked out okay for me and I wanted to give a little advice for aspiring indie game developers about the weirdness of doing business in the games industry. The end result of the planned vlog would have little interviews like this one.
So, first off, who are you?
I'm Menno Dane.
Do you have an elevator pitch, by the way?
Yeah, we make games that empower, that connect, or that move people. So we make games for socially abused children to talk about the experience, or we make games for the swimming pool. Always something socially, culturally valued.
Who's gonna hire who? Are you gonna hire me or me hire you?
Depends if you like to make some social impact games with me.
Yeah, no, I'm broke.
You're broke. Well, then it's gonna be clear, right? I might hire you.
The idea went well until I had one conversation with some acquaintances in the industry. It was all fun and friendly, but it derailed my whole idea and made my recordings useless. We'll get into that later, but let's talk about Indigo first. Indigo is an indie game festival or convention organized by the Dutch Game Garden. It showcases everything the Dutch game industry has to offer. Since most of the Dutch game industry is indie games, it's called Indigo. However, Guerrilla Games and other AAA studios are also there, so it is not all indie. The convention has showcases, talks and meetups, and while the amount of showcases was a bit low this year thanks to COVID, there were enough people for me to meet up and do business with.
It's June 17th. I'm at Indigo, I'm wearing my lucky shirt, I'm wearing my lucky socks. But I'm having a bad hair day, so can go either way.
The original angle of my script would have been that it is weird doing business as a game developer. In school, you're taught normal business goes either two ways. I have something, do you want to buy it? Or, I need something, can you sell it to me? In games, but probably some other creative industries as well, the conversation is not so clear. Here's how that goes. First, you go to a convention and look for people you like. Yes, like, because you don't want to be doing business with people you can't vibe with. One thing I had to learn is that business relations are these weird relationships where it should be purely about money, but they are also a kind of friend. Anyway, you make an appointment for a meeting, sit down at the table, maybe do some small talk, and you do your elevator pitch. Here's mine. I design and build systems for your games. The weirder the system and more custom the system, the better. We start off with a functional design that doubles as documentation, and after you've approved of it, I can build it for you in Unreal, Unity or any custom environment. If you have a different workflow, I can adapt. If you already have a design, I'm happy to work off of that. And if you need more than a coder, I've led small teams and I have a big network with a lot of people we can work with. I've worked on Project X, where I've led a small team, and I've worked on Project Y, where I made this and this system. Rule number 1 of game dev business. Never miss an opportunity to tell your elevator pitch. That was a typical elevator pitch and it contains 2 elements. 1. I've got a product I can sell you, in my case building systems. And 2. I've got other projects. It's that second one that's the weird one here, because although you want the money, it implies that you're also potentially on the market to hire other people to make your project better. Therefore, you never fully know going into a conversation if you are going to be hired or going to hire the other.
Who are you?
I'm Martijn van Zwieten.
Okay, what do you do?
I'm a business consultant for the video games industry.
Are you gonna hire me or am I gonna hire you?
Well, I don't need a technical solution right now, so I think you might hire me at some point if you think I can help you with some of the business stuff in your company.
That uncertainty was a thing I found interesting and I wanted to make a vlog about it. I thought it was the most defining thing of the games industry and it was the most important thing you needed to know when trying to get into the games industry. I met some fantastic people and many of them agreed to do a mini interview with me for this vlog.
So, hi, I'm here at Indigo 2020 with...
Maurice Branding.
What are you doing? Oh, no.
I'm co-founder of Codeloo and still a technician programmer myself.
Will I hire you or will you hire me?
I think I will be hiring you.
Yeah. I should have had a nice retort on that, but I forgot.
It was all going well until the end of the day, when I sat down to chill with some people I knew and have a nice little chat. It went something like this. So I believe that getting into the games industry is hard. Not because computers are hard, but because it does business in a weird way. Oh, how so? Well, you go into a business meeting not knowing if you're going to be hired or you will hire them. I am convinced everyone in the games industry got there by being business people first. They probably all have parents with their own business. Oh yeah! My father sent me to his notary immediately to set up an LLC when I wanted to become a writer. Yours too? My father really pushed me to start a limited liability company. He refused to let me be a private contractor. Yeah, Oswald, you said you were building systems, right? That's a lot of responsibility. You should set up an LLC too. Oswald? Are you okay? So, a little background information here. I come from a family that did well on working wages. I was taught you should have a 9 to 5 and if you have a good education and work hard, you'll have a nice career. This mindset does not work when you want to get into the games industry. Yes, there are job positions, but they are few, don't pay that well and also want you to have tons of experience in advance. For this reason, people in the games industry, myself included, often become an entrepreneur and start their own business so they can build up experience, keep more of the money and work on the games they like. This is also why you hear so many people just stumbling into the games industry. They were an entrepreneur first and then their products, services or skills were needed for a game. To be an entrepreneur, you need a completely different mindset. So different, in fact, that people from one mindset sometimes have a hard time understanding the other. Different values become so much second nature, it's hard to imagine it ever being different. For example, if you work 9 to 5, the time you spend working is directly correlated to how much money you make. In contrast, an entrepreneur builds something up without getting paid and eventually that pays out in some kind of deal. Even if you get paid by the hour, you need to do acquisition first to get people to pay you those hours. Another example, if you fail in a 9 to 5, that might be the end of your career. While failing as an entrepreneur is part of the process to grow, learn and hopefully make more money. It took me over a decade of going back and forth between getting a job and working as a private contractor to shake off the 9 to 5 mindset. After that whole decade, I have only started turning a profit this year. So here I am at 36 years old, thinking I know everything, thinking not knowing who's gonna hire who is the biggest hurdle in game business, and I am getting my ass handed to me by a casual remark. The big weird thing I found was second nature to everyone else. The people I talk to, and as it later turned out, most of the people I know from the industry, have entrepreneur parents. They never knew otherwise. That was not even my biggest mistake here. The big mistake was that I thought everyone here was a private contractor and as a result, I've been taking way too much risk and pay way more taxes than I would ever have if I ran a limited liability company. Feel free to research the differences yourself and tell me how wrong I was in the comments. With that in mind, what possible advice was left to give in this video with the original script? I know nothing about game dev business. What I thought was a big insight is just the basics. There are no insights to be had and this is just a waste. But that was my 9 to 5 mentality speaking. I'm trying to run a business and failing should be part of the process. Now it's time to evaluate, regroup and try again. That conversation was not the only thing that derailed this video. I did not have a script. I was too preoccupied doing business with potential clients. I am not the best cameraman. I did not shoot enough B-roll and I have very little experience actually making vlogs. I mean, look at this shot. Look at this shot. This was shot by a random dev of the game I'm playing here. And it's infinitely better than anything I have ever shot. And oh yeah, it's not much of a vlog if the event was several months ago, now is it? While this video might have flunked, the trip was not a failure. You know the cliche that it's not about the destination? Let me take it one step further and say it's not even about the trip.
And how long have we known each other?
We've known each other for 25 minutes.
A little under half an hour.
We know each other since 2018, right?
2018, yeah. That's when I
So
started.
basically we were neighbors.
It's the kinda, sorta, it's complicated business friends you make along the way. So, I failed making a vlog. Now I know what went wrong. Let's try again. Next up, Gamescom. Thank you for listening and I'll see you in the next video. By the way, some of you might look at the color scheme of the event and say, hey, Indigo is a type of blue, right? Why is everything pink and purple? To you I say, take a look at the Ford Indigo. A car that was only available in one color in the game Need for Speed 2 2nd Edition. It convinced me for nearly a decade Indigo was a type of red.